Good evening, Belize. It's Friday and you're tuned in to News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Here's what we're following tonight. A family in Corozal is shattered after a contractor, Eugene Myers, is gunned down in what appears to be a brazen execution at a hotel on First Avenue. Down south in Placencia, another family is searching for answers after Jason Stamp tragically drowns while on the job at a well-known resort. Here in the city, the KHMH is responding to rising concern over a cluster of infant deaths inside the neonatal intensive care unit. We're also taking a closer look at how wastewater management, or the lack of it, may be putting Belize's valuable coral reefs at risk. And Belize, brace yourself. 2 cold fronts are headed our way this weekend. All this and more after the break. News 5 starts now.
The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Greater Belize Media. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Greater Belize Media.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Good evening and welcome back. A young mother in Corozal town is now facing the unimaginable, raising her 2-year-old son on her own after his father was gunned down on Thursday night. Police say 36-year-old Eugene Myers may have been the target of a deliberate hit. Tonight, the community is shaken and investigators are piecing together what happened. News 5's Shane Williams has the story.
Eugene Myers seemed to be a man running out of time. Just last December, gunmen tried to take his life while he was simply shopping at a supermarket in San Antonio Village. His pickup was left riddled with bullets, and he was forced to leave Corozal town for a quieter spot in Calcutta Village. But despite the danger, Myers still made frequent trips back into town, and it was one of those familiar visits that turned deadly, ending in gunfire and heartbreak inside the lobby of a Corozal hotel.
Information received is that Myers was in that area waiting for someone when a person with a firearm arrived and fired a single shot, causing his fatal injury.
Myers collapsed at the doorway. By the time officers arrived, he was already dead. The hotel manager then called his common-law wife Keisha Rivera to deliver the heartbreaking news.
My last conversation with Eugene yesterday was around 6:30, 6:45. Before my live, he told me, "What time are you doing live? Because I'm soon coming home." So I told him I'm doing my live at 7. He said that he was going at the hotel to meet his friend because his friend was supposed to drop off some money for him. So he said he's gonna do that and then shoot up home. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait for you. Now I'm into my live, and I would say around 7:30. No, I would say like 7:45. I got the call from Steve, the hotel owner, and he told me, you know, sit down, you need to talk. So I sit down, I tell him what happened. He's like, Keisha, then just shoot Eugene. And they're like, what do you mean they just shoot Eugene? He's like, Keisha, then just shoot Eugene. And like, I tell him, is he okay? Is it critical? He said, Keisha, he dead. What do you mean, is it critical? He dead, he get headshot.
For Keisha Rivera, the news was devastating. She says Myers was a devoted father who adored his 2-year-old son Kennedy, cherishing opportunities to take him on adventures across the country. It means that young child will face life without a father.
Kennedy started to take everything that Eugene does, the way how he sleeps, the way how he snores, his attitude. And I'm like, even if I want to say it's not yours, I mean, he's everything. He's everything like you. And Eugene, all he does is play with Kennedy. When I get up, Kennedy is not in my bed. Eugene already took Kennedy, gave him a shower, put him in his clothes, fed him everything. When I come downstairs, my son has this hall full of toys. Eugene is sitting here just looking at him. He would take us to Placencia, to Belize, just so Kennedy can explore places. I am not a person that traveled, so when he took us traveling, it's like an experience for me and my son. He said this year he wanted to take Kennedy to the zoo. I told him Kennedy won't even remember that. But when Kennedy's on the tablet, he mimics the animals. So he's like, okay, but he wanted that, and I want to see that.
Investigators say the shooting was no coincidence. Myers had survived a shooting attempt just weeks ago in December when his parked truck was riddled with bullets outside a supermarket in San Antonio Village. He was also out on bail for a 2019 Corozal border robbery, a case set to go on trial in February. And tonight, police say that detail is now an important piece of their wider investigation.
We are seeking one suspect in regards to this murder. We believe it is drug related. The deceased had issues with several persons in Corozal, and he was waiting for someone to do a transaction involving cash.
On November 9th, I believe, sometime in early November, his vehicle was shot at. Is it related to this incident?
That is correct. He has been receiving threats, and the person came there and fatally shot him.
No criminal history for the deceased?
Yes, he is on bail for robbery and other crimes.
For the people who loved Eugene Myers, whatever is written in a police file doesn't come close to capturing who he was. To them, he was a partner, a father, and a man whose life was cut short in a violent way no family should ever have to face. And for Keisha and her little boy, answers alone won't heal the wound, but they're holding on to hope that justice will.
I do hope they do their best to bring justice to this, because previously when they had shot up the pickup in town, we didn't find out who it was. So now, since they have that, and now he is now dead, I am hoping and praying that something is done about this, because I do not feel safe. Regardless, if you could find my location, who can find my location? You know, so I don't feel safe. I mean, it's just me, my Libra, my baby, and my pa can't walk. So who will defend me now? Eugene was my defendant. He was always there, especially in like times of troubles and problems.
Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Accused murderer Goulburn Easy Glenn Adolphus, 55, returned to the Belize City Magistrates Court for the third time today, only to have his case pushed back again. Adolphus, a former security guard who has been behind bars since his arrest last October, appeared unrepresented before a senior magistrate. The prosecutor told the court that the case file is not ready, prompting another adjournment until Thursday, March 26, 2026. He last appeared in court on November 27, 2025, and spent the Christmas holidays on remand. He's facing a single murder charge for the gruesome killing of 42-year-old school warden and mother of 4, Shaniel Fauber. Faber disappeared in early October 2025. Her mutilated remains were found stuffed inside a blue garbage drum at the corner of Amandala Drive and Cemetery Road after a bottle collector stumbled upon the body on October 4th. She was dressed in a black Champion blouse and jean shorts and had multiple injuries to her head, arm, and leg. Police identified her through her brother and pronounced her dead at the KHMH A&E shortly before 7 p.m. Her body was later taken to the National Forensics Laboratory morgue pending a post-mortem. Investigators say intelligence led them to detain Adolphus. A secondary crime scene was later found inside the lower flat of a three-story building at the George Price Highway and Central American Boulevard Junction. Inside, police reported finding blood spatter, a blood-stained machete, a trolley, and several swabs. Surveillance footage from the area also factored into the investigation, police said. When officers offered him a formal interview on October 6, Adolphus refused. He was later charged with murder. He is scheduled to return to court on March 26, 2026. Tonight, a Belize City family is heartbroken after learning that their loved one, 31-year-old Anferny Big Bang Pollard, has been killed in the United States. Pollard left Belize to chase his dream in music, and he made it, working alongside some of the biggest names in the industry and building an impressive portfolio of work. But earlier this week, that rising career came to a tragic end. U.S. reports say Pollard was inside a home with a woman when her ex-partner stormed in and opened fire, killing them both. The suspect is now on the run, and police in the U.S. have launched a full investigation. Here at home, we spoke with Pollard's brother, Alan, who shared memories of Anferny's passion, his talent, and the legacy he leaves behind.
The little bit that I gathered, just somebody told me that I saw domestic dispute, what it looked like, jealous sex, enrage and, execute both his ex-girlfriend and friend, That's all we could have gathered, and you never have much information on it, just all the details really sketchy. Anybody would know Bang, know of him, know him personally, know that, Bang and Trouble Man, a solid youth, very focused, very ambitious. His priority has always been, his career. He had that personality from ever since, He come from Southside Belize City, but was never limited to that, He never, his music wasn't limited to that. He always had that international mindset, So, for him, when he made that transition to the U.S., almost like he made a long time because his persona already matched the international stage. So, that has always been him. He, even though he might be around the elements, and Southside Belize City, everybody kind of pre-exposed to some level of, thing, but never been somebody who caught up with that or involved in that in any kind of way. Just focus on the craft and try to make yourself better and try to provide for your family,
And tonight, his family says they're holding on to memories of the talented young artist he was, even as they wait for answers and justice from U.S. investigators. Police are now investigating the drowning death of 41-year-old Jason Stamp, an employee of the Placencia Resort in the Stan Creek District, whose body was recovered Wednesday afternoon after he went missing at sea a day earlier. According to reports, Stamp disappeared Tuesday morning while trying to retrieve a cushion that had been blown into the water. His family says they were not informed of his disappearance until hours later, around 7 that evening, raising troubling questions about how the situation was handled and prompting calls for a closer look at the circumstances leading up to his death. Today we spoke with one of Stamp's close friends who is speaking out anonymously for answers and justice.
On Wednesday, he was already, they found him on an island. And the kayak on Wednesday, when they found him, the kayak was around the traffic air, around the airport.
Okay, and did Jason know how to swim?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
But how everybody knows that he knows how to swim, the only thing must happen that when he dropped, he knocked his head. Family and friends are very, very disappointed on Plasencia Hotel because they didn't gave no notice to no one until there was one of my closest friends too that called me and told me about the incident, whereby I wanted so two of us went to the Anglican morgue and we said that it was him.
So there was a lack of communication between when he disappeared, when the family was informed, or when he was found.
Yes, a lot of lack information. No information was given to police, and no reports were made. Police, Coast Guard just went to retrieve the body, and that's it. There were there's no briefing, no incident, no statement, nothing. He was like a brother. He was my family, and that's why I'm trying to get justice. If anything is not made, we as a group of friends, we're trying to manage to gather some cash and get an attorney and make sure he gets justice, because it's not fair. Because of a Cushing, he will lose his life.
Friends and family say too many questions remain about how Jason Stamp's disappearance was handled, and they're now pushing for answers and justice in what they believe should have never happened. Coming up, mother seeks accountability after infant dies at KHMH. More when we return.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be." One of my favorite places in Belize has always been Central Park in Belize City. I like it because there's so much activity there. The taxi drivers are there coming and going. The merchants are there selling their goods. Friends gather and spend hours talking. There are the homeless sleeping on the park benches. Others spend the day playing games or doing other things. Then there are times that when Christians gather there to sing and share the gospel. When I'm in Central Park and see all the activity and hear the loud noises, I think of the coming of Christ. Jesus says in Matthew that just before His coming, it would be like it was in the days of Noah. People would be eating and drinking and marrying, playing with little thought of eternity or Christ's return. Jesus said in that unexpected moment that He would return to this earth and gather to Himself all who had come to trust Him as Savior. If Christ came today, would you be prepared to meet Him? Let me invite you to come to Christ and receive Him as your Savior today. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Welcome to the new digitally transformed Vital Statistics Unit, the Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. The CRVS enhances accessibility, transparency, and customer satisfaction. Vital Stats now offers online self-service, which allows you to apply for any service from the comfort of your home. You can now apply for services and pick up certificates at any of our district offices. All of our processes and forms have been standardized to improve the security and privacy of your data. The new digitally transformed VSU now offers secure e-certificates, providing applicants with the flexibility to request either an electronic certificate, a paper certificate, or both formats, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website to learn more and start accessing Vital Stats improved services today.
Cada conexión es más que solo una señal, es un estudiante abriendo las puertas a su futuro a través de la educación digital. Una mente joven atreviéndose a soñar en grande. Nuestra cultura compartida con el mundo en tiempo real. y héroes cotidianos respondiendo al llamado del deber cívico. Cuando nos conectamos con Digi, empoderamos a Belice.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the SmartThing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today, only at Cellular World.
A heartbreaking loss at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital continues to raise tough questions tonight after a 2-month-old baby died while receiving care at the country's main referral hospital. His mother is now demanding answers about what went wrong and whether more could have been done. Tonight we look at baby Damani's short life, his sudden passing, and the call for accountability that's following. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
A Belize mother is searching for answers tonight after the heartbreaking loss of her 2-month-old baby boy inside the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Alicia Quillen says she rushed little Damani to the hospital after a clinic referral. She'd noticed he suddenly stopped feeding and she knew something wasn't right. Now after his unexpected passing, she's demanding to know what happened in those critical moments of his care.
They were trying to withdraw blood from him, so they couldn't get the blood, so they pricked all over his body, his hands, his foot, everywhere. And then the baby was just crying because he's laying there. So I asked the lady if they could please give us something for drink because he doesn't want to take the bottle. She said, what you to give the baby for drink? So I tell her which formula to give her. Then she said, right now I mix up baba because it say this baby not look like you to take good care of he.
Quillen isn't new to motherhood. She has 2 other children. But baby Damani, born prematurely at just 36 weeks, faced added health challenges from the start.
I am not a medical professional. I just like how I look on the baby and say he's alright. That's the same thing I did. I looked and said he's alright until I saw his eyes start getting yellow. So I feel like they failed me from birth because my baby was born premature.
Damani passed away while receiving care at the KHMH shortly after his mother became worried about changes in his feeding. He underwent a blood transfusion. Quillen alleges that the hospital used blood that was 29 days old because it matched his blood type and was readily available at the time.
Then you see it just start move fast, then I see my baby just start move right then and there. Then I get my phone because I never know what to do. Because the lady they eat me and I said she to try to press it. But I don't see it dead, like I literally see my baby start breathing. And I said she depressed the chest. This happened 5:51 a.m. This year to depress my baby chest. I get my phone and then I cry. I try to call my sister, but my sister never answered because it's early. So I called my friend and I tell her my baby just dead. Then he tell me make I keep the faith. I tell her how I could keep the faith if I don't see take a last breath.
It's the raw, trembling voice of a mother mourning her baby, a pain still fresh, barely a few weeks old. But when a hospital says it's deeply empathetic, What does that mean for grieving parents still searching for answers? The Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital Authority has issued a statement following growing public concerns and News 5's reports about the deaths of several infants under its care. In carefully chosen words, the hospital expressed condolences, emphasized compassion, and pointed to complex medical conditions, prematurity, congenital defects, malnutrition, as contributing factors in what is described as high-risk cases. But for many families and members of the public, sympathy alone is not enough. How many infant deaths prompted this response? Over what period of time did they occur? Were there warning signs that systems were failing the hospital's most vulnerable patients? And if so, were they acted upon? While KHMH insists that clinical protocols remain in place and that neonatal and pediatric services are continuing, the statement offers few concrete details about what went wrong, what is being reviewed, or what will change moving forward. The hospital says it is working closely with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and is bound by confidentiality and mandatory reporting laws. Those obligations are real, but so too is the public's demand for accountability when newborn lives are lost in a national referral hospital. Transparency, KHMH says, is a priority. The question now is what transparency will look like in practice and whether it will bring clarity, reform, or reassurance to a shaken nation. As parents mourn and trust in the health system wavers, the spotlight remains firmly on KHMH. Were these tragedies unavoidable medical realities, or do they point to deeper, systemic issues in neonatal and pediatric care that can no longer be ignored?
For them to say all of these bad things about me that just make I feel bad, they make I question myself, like, I don't know how I feel, like, I just want this all be over, like, honestly.
As investigators continue and families seek accountability, the nation watches closely for the transparency and reform that grieving parents say are long overdue. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Tensions are boiling over tonight between former employees of Belize Telemedia Limited and their former employer. Members of the Belize Communications Workers for Justice say they've waited long enough for severance pay they are legally owed, following a landmark Caribbean Court of Justice ruling that confirmed retirees are entitled to severance even if they receive a pension. Now frustrated and demanding accountability, the group has launched a multi-day protest outside BTL's headquarters. News 5's Paul Lopez has the story.
Momentum is building for the Belize Communications Workers for Justice as they intensify calls for fair compensation.
Severance no, no tax. Severance no, no tax. Severance no, no tax. Severance no, no tax. Severance no, no tax.
We have sent several letters, as we said in our press conference. We have sent several letters. We've practiced all the diplomacy that we should practice as union leaders that we believe in, and the time to talk is finished. Now we want to know the date that check will be handed over to every single employee, everybody, not a few.
This morning, the protest line grew outside Belize Telemedia Limited as about 30 former employees, now members of the Belize Communications Workers for Justice, took their frustration straight to the company's front door. Their demonstration stems from a landmark ruling handed down by the Caribbean Court of Justice back in November, which affirmed that retired telemedia workers are entitled to severance pay under the Belize Labor Act, even if they are already receiving a pension. That decision initially applied to 10 former employees, but it has since opened the door for dozens more retirees to step forward, saying the ruling sets a clear precedent and it's time for the company to pay what's owed.
It's all the people that have left BTL have this issue. It's not just, it's the issue of the payment to all the workers beyond 6 years, and it's the issue of the tax as well that is that is being taken out of the severance.
All we are asking, pay the workers their monies that is owed to them instead of, and I will say it's pittance, because Some people maybe just about 15,000, 40,000. Pay the people their money before we go in and say we are going to spend 80 million on an old house.
Former union leader Michael Augustus called SpeedNet the old house as BTL moves to buy the telecom company for $80 million. Former employees say the move shows BTL sees clear value and growth potential in SpeedNet. And if the company can find that kind of money for a buyout, they argue it should also be able to pay the severance owed to retired workers.
And this is not just for BTL workers. All workers who have a pension plan need to be paid severance, and this is setting precedents because the CCJ have said they are to be paid. Pay them, they deserve it, and that's all we are asking.
We wrote a letter where we addressed it to 3 people in particular that we believe have the influence to make BTL comply with the ruling. So those 3 people are the Prime Minister of the country, the Minister of Labor, and the Labor Commissioner. So those are the 3 individuals to who we wrote. The Prime Minister did respond and tell us that he will have it investigated. And so after that, it was passed to the Ministry of Labor, and the Labor Commissioner then responded to us and said that she would investigate it. In January, then she told us to send her the letters from BTL. And then we wrote her back and said, you know, can you give us feedback because we haven't heard anything substantial. And we, up to today, we have not heard back from them.
The BCWJ says it has yet to hear from the Labor Commissioner, but this week, Labor Minister Karim Musa made it clear where he stands, firmly siding with the retired BTL workers.
This is a matter that has been ventilated all the way to the CCJ. There's no other alternative, there's no other appeal process. And so in my respectful opinion, if these employees are qualified for severance based on the CCJ ruling, then by all means, man, you have to pay these people, because how do you think you're in a position today to be buying out other companies if it's not on the backs of these hardworking people from the company?
The Belize Communication Workers for Justice has been granted a 6-day permit to protest in front of the BTL headquarters, and they plan to be there every day they are allowed to, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. until they receive the payments they are demanding. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Belize Telemedia Limited is firing back tonight, issuing a formal warning to former union leader Emily Turner over comments she made during a BCWJ press conference earlier this week. The company claims Turner's remarks could be interpreted as encouraging interference with BTL's operations, raising concerns about possible disruption to its network and service delivery. In a strongly worded letter, BTL warns that any action affecting its systems could jeopardize essential services, breach legal obligations, and harm its business. The company is now demanding that Turner immediately cease and desist, cautioning that legal action could follow if she doesn't comply. So, is the Belize Communications Workers for Justice really planning to pull the plug on BTL? We put that question to them today.
There are plugs on my fan. There's a plug on us meeting as a group. What plug? They know where the plugs are. And other things that were said. We are the ones who set up all these lines and everything. We are saying that we know what good stuff we have compared to what we are going to pay $80 million from Smart. There's nothing about destroying the infrastructure of something that we've built. We're into new houses. We're saying, why would we destroy our new house that we put together, well, strong and healthy house we fought for to make sure it remains ours? And why are we going to destroy it? Yes, well, we do, but there are some of us who fear only God. And I think the majority of our members only fear God. They are scare tactics. I came out here and I was riled up. I was thankful, grateful that the police are here to protect us, because there are some vindictive, evil people in there.
I worked 24 years for BTL. I started when I was only 17 years old. There is no way I want to destroy that. That is sad. That is an overreaction from a very scared executive team of BTL, right? And it is sad that they would put things out like that.
BCWJ leaders insist the comments were never a threat, saying they built BTL, have no intention of harming it, and believe the company's warning letter is an overreaction driven by fair, not facts. After the break, how managing wastewater saves Belize's coral reefs. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize's Barrier Reef is one of our proudest treasures, the second largest in the world and vital to tourism, fishing, and coastal life. But its future is under threat. Climate change, coral disease, and human activity have taken a toll. And experts now warn that poor wastewater management is accelerating the damage. What flows from our homes and communities can end up in the sea, hurting water quality and fragile coral systems. Monitoring marine water health is now critical to understanding what's happening below the surface and how to respond. Tonight, News 5, in collaboration with the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, examines how wastewater is impacting our reefs and what Belizeans can do to help protect this national jewel. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
When you think of Belize's Barrier Reef, you picture vibrant corals, crystal clear water, and an underwater world bursting with life. It's one of our greatest natural treasures. But there's a troubling reality beneath the surface. A new 2024 Mesoamerican Reef Report Card shows that more than a third of Belize's reefs are now in poor condition, and over 20% are considered critical. Conservationists say one major issue continues to rise on top. That's improper wastewater management. Rafael Martinez Jr., Belize's country coordinator for Healthy Reefs for Healthy People, explains why what happens on land is having serious consequences at sea.
Water quality is a factor that we've also looked into.
including sewage waste. This is something that has impacted the reef in terms of introducing excess nutrients into these environments. Also pathogens that could be entered these environments from wastewater. So these are some things that we also look at and factor in when we're assessing the reef. Excess nutrients could actually cause macroalgae growth, macroalgae proliferation. So it could actually weaken or make the corals more susceptible to diseases, as well as reduces the oxygen levels in these waters.
In Belize, anyone releasing wastewater into the environment must first get a license from the Department of the Environment and meet strict standards to limit pollution. Environmental Officer Kenrick Gordon says that before 2018, solid waste and poor water quality were among the biggest environmental challenges facing the country.
We do work closely along with BWS as the major industry to deal along with wastewater, but our responsibility too is also at the industries in terms of the wastewater from the banana sector, from the BSI, from the sugar sector, from the citrus sector, right? From the hotels, resort, all of those have to meet standards, right? We do have an initiative that we're going to try to promote even more for the private sector to tap into. The crew, which is sort of like it is a revolving fund to be able to help small investors retrofit or change their septic system that are not the ideal thing that we want to see along the waterways.
Data shows that sewage waste and greywater runoff remain one of the leading causes of pollutants ending up in Belize's ocean spaces. When unclean water is improperly disposed of, it seeps into the ground and sediments are carried into rivers, which eventually lead to the sea. And it's not just sewage waste that can have harmful impacts. Something as simple as the water you use to wash your hands with and the soap can have devastating impacts on the reef. Zeta Franco Leon is one of 3 lab analysts at the Hummingbird Analytical Laboratory at the University of Belize, where water samples from across the country are tested daily. She explains how even small changes in the environment can have serious consequences for the reef.
We're looking at the pH of the water, the conductivity. When it comes to the oceans, the salinity is also very important. And when it comes to the chemical parameters, nitrates, phosphates, and even the sulfates are very important when it comes to the health of the ocean waters. Nitrates, as we know, is very important to monitor. It does give an indication of potential algal blooms. Phosphates do have an indication whether you have suds from soap that are running off, perhaps from home use, and also from agricultural runoffs, because if you think about the nitrogen, phosphates, and potassium that are put into the soil, those eventually can cause a runoff and then go into our oceans as well.
The Department of the Environment notes that major stakeholders, including Belize Water Services, are making efforts to better manage wastewater disposal. However, immediate action needs to be taken by all stakeholders for lasting change. That includes the average Belizean building a home and farmers watering their crops.
Water quality is something that we can actively control, ensuring that our agricultural farms are well equipped and are using sustainable practices so that the runoff from these farms are not entering into the environment, and so that the proper septic systems are put in place at the quays and in homes, because a lot of us, or some of us, might have septics that are not in an enclosed system, right? So this could also trickle down into the groundwater and enter the water table, eventually enter into the marine environment.
The latest 2024 Healthy Reefs Report Card raises red flags. Most reef areas are only rated fair, and not a single subregion ranks good. The health of the reef depends on clean, balanced waters, and when that balance is disrupted, the entire ecosystem suffers. Regular monitoring and water testing have become essential tools, helping scientists to track changes over time and identify areas at risk. Lab analyst Geneva Quiroz says these efforts help shape strategies to protect marine life.
We have a very beautiful and diverse culture with a lot of resources, and by understanding what we have, especially water quality, we know how to better move on from here, how we could better our water quality or how we could maintain it in the household, being in the sea, however it is.
The Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future is calling on all Belizeans to raise awareness about the issue and reevaluate how their actions are impacting Belize's valuable barrier reef and the communities that depend on it. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize's sugar industry is feeling the strain with higher costs, lower yields and climate pressures driving many cane farmers away. Now the Belize sugar industry is stepping in with AgroPro, a new support program aimed at helping growers rebuild through better farm management, technical assistance and mechanization. As longtime family farms sit abandoned and farmers turn to other sectors, BSI's country manager, Mac McLaughlin, says the company is ready to help rescue struggling operations. Prime Minister John Bersenio has welcomed the initiative, urging farmers to take advantage of the program, which industry leaders say could help stabilize sugar production and protect livelihoods.
Ideally, what we'd like to do is to help the farmers to improve their own viability, and we can do that through AgroPro. We can do that, and there's potential for us to lease land as well from farmers. It's very disappointing to see the number of cane fields that have just been abandoned. Now some have gone out of cane altogether, moved into cattle. That's fine if that's what farmers want to do. But I see out there a lot of shabby cane, as we call it, very low yield cane, is not going to be cut because nobody will go and cut it. And that's a real travesty, because that's just a waste of land, and it's a waste of effort that people are putting into it. So yes, in answer to your question, we're more than happy to help farmers in a range of different ways. We can AgroPro those fields. That's the farmers get 7 years to repay that amount of money, during which time they'll benefit from the increased cane productivity on that field.
It's a wonderful and a great program. They don't manage. What they do is they go in and they replant your fields properly. As we know, the sugar industry is going through a complete transformation, that we have to move from cutting cane by hand, manually, to mechanize. And to do that now we have to have longer rows and flat. We can't be having the mounts. You have to be flat with a slope so the water can run out. And so that's what we're doing.
It's only been 11 days since the 2025 sugar crop kicked off with high hopes after last year's tough season. But already cane farmers are running into trouble. One of the biggest setbacks they faced in 2025 is back again. Roads are so bad that farmers simply can't get their cane to the factory. Government says weeks of heavy rain stalled road repairs across the country. But now that the skies have cleared, work has finally started, just not everywhere. And that's the problem. Tonight, the chair of the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association says farmers in his area are still waiting, losing precious time and thousands of dollars as they struggle to move as much as 8 tons of cane a day. News 5 spoke with Chairman Salvador Martin today, and he's calling on government to act quickly and get northern Belize's roads back in shape.
We have been disappointed because it's almost 10 days that crop starts on 11 days on the 19th of this month. And it haven't been touched the way we have expected to be done. That is where they tell us that will be done. And for example, I could speak in behalf of my village that we have a delivery every day of at least 80 tons. And we haven't delivered it up to 11 days, and we done a shot of more than 1,000 tons. And up today we can't burn and continue to deliver because we haven't reached to the sugar roads. I don't got no doubt that the government have a good intention, but I can't live on the intention. We have to be in. It's a really pity that all bandits have started and we can't start. And I feel so ashamed with my people because I make the tour with the government and I assure them that and it will happen, and up to date, you know, it happened, and my people they question me, and I feel so ashamed and so disrespect because I don't know if the government is supposed to pay a contractor or whatsoever, but try to ensure that it happened, but it don't happen, and things is delay, and he know they lose. We the farmers are losing because I don't know how I will get back 1,000 tons that I'm supposed to deliver, and I haven't delivered, take the load that is not in good situation up to this moment.
And tonight, farmers say all they want now is for government to keep its promise and get those northern sugar roads fixed so they can finally start delivering cane. When we return, Passing Out Parade marks arrival of 150 new soldiers.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
That's me. My data that I really need to get my ad out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service, and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids, and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Today, pride filled the Sir Colville Young Parade Square as 150 new recruits officially became the newest members of the Belize Defense Force. The passing out parade held at Price Barracks in Ladyville marked the end of 17 weeks of grueling discipline training for the fresh soldiers, an intake made up of 6 women and 144 men. Family members and dignitaries gathered under the afternoon sun as the recruits marched in formation, demonstrating the skills and discipline they've spent months building. For many parents watching from the stands, it was an emotional moment, seeing their sons and daughters transition from civilians into trained soldiers, ready to take on the responsibility of defending Belize. It's a milestone the recruits worked hard for, and today's ceremony made it official. They are now part of the BDF family. Some businesses in Belmopan are raising eyebrows tonight after noticing higher trade license fees, even though the government says there shouldn't have been any increase. Back in December 2025, the government of Belize announced that the Trade License Act of 2024 would not take effect in 2026 as originally planned, delaying the rollout of a new licensing system for both urban and rural areas. That delay means only town and city businesses should be paying trade license fees this year, with rural businesses remaining exempt. But several Belmopan business owners say their bills went up anyway. Today we took the concern to Belmopan Area Representative Oscar Mira, who says the increase should not have happened and that he is now working with the City Council to fix the issue.
There should not have been an increase. I think the new regime for trade license did not come into effect as was previously thought that it would have. Trade license for Belmopan should not have changed. And I know that there was some because I got the complaints as well. But we're working with the Belmopan City Council to ensure that the trade license remains the same because the new regime did not pass in the Senate, and therefore it cannot be implemented. But there was a whole new formula that was being formulated. But since it hasn't been formally adopted, then we are going to remain with the same formula it was before, and the mayor has agreed that those that paid over will be credited to their account.
Concerns are surfacing tonight from within the Belize Defense Force as some soldiers question how government decisions are being made when it comes to purchasing essential military equipment. Until recently, service members were responsible for sourcing items like weapons and boots from approved suppliers. But that authority has now shifted to the Ministry of Defense. Since then, questions have been raised about transparency and how contracts are being awarded. We spoke with former Minister of Defense Oscar Mira about the issue, and here's what he had to say.
I think it would not be right for me to comment on a ministry that I am not from right now. I know that there's a strict tender process that happens, and when I was at the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security, that tender process was being followed to the letter, making sure that there was no issues whenever those tenders go to the Contractor General. And once the Contractor General signs off on it, that every step had been followed. That was the procedures that I left. I believe that is the procedures that's being followed right now.
And have any of your relatives ever been contracted for these supplies?
Yes, they have in the past. They had applied for tenders and they had been granted both under the previous administration.
Former Defense Minister Oscar Mira says the procurement process was strictly followed during his tenure and maintains that proper tender procedures are still in place, even as questions about transparency continue to circulate within the ranks. Belize, get ready to bundle up this weekend because a real cold snap is heading our way. The National Meteorological Service says not one, but 2 cold fronts will sweep across the country, the first arriving Saturday afternoon. But the real chill settles in Sunday night into Monday morning, when temperatures are expected to drop even more. If you live along the coast, you could feel temps dipping into the low 60s. Inland residents should brace for the mid-50s, and up in the mountains, it could reach the upper 40s, which for Belize is downright cold. Still, Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon says we're not expecting any record-breaking temperatures this time around. Just a weekend that will definitely have you reaching for those jackets and blankets.
Although these are quite low for Belize, in the Belizean context, they are not record lows. We have just reviewed our archive, and for February 2nd, which is Monday, the lowest we have experienced first inland at Central Farm, and that particular day was 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the month of February, the absolute lowest was 7.8 degrees Celsius or 46 Fahrenheit in Central Farm. So even though they're going to get perhaps the lower 50s, lower to mid 50s, it won't be the historical lowest for the month of February. Although it will be a historical low for that particular day, the 2nd of February. Now, in terms of the Philip Goldson International Airport, where we are located, the lowest for February 2nd was 13.3 degrees Celsius or 56 Fahrenheit. We expect that we may see a tide, or maybe a bit lower here at the airport. But again, historically, for the entire month of February, the absolute lowest here, recorded here, was 11.1 degrees Celsius or 52 degrees Fahrenheit, which occurred on the February the 22nd, 1978. So a very cold snap, as you may refer to it, Arctic blast, as some people say, coming our way, but not historic or not beating the historical records overall for the month of February.
So as those 2 cold fronts roll through, the Met Service says it's going to feel very cold for Belize, but not cold enough to break any February records. Up next, chasing dreams, creating community. The Sol Clay story.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Start your day the right way with your morning boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your morning boost, every day at 6 a.m.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Entrepreneurship is rarely a straight line. It's filled with risk, reinvention, and a whole lot of faith. For one Belizean creative, that leap of faith became the foundation of a growing community. I recently sat down with Landy Longsworth, the mind and heart behind Soul Handmade Clay Jewelry, to talk about her journey, the challenges, the lessons, and the passion that keeps her going. Today, she shares how her soul shines are helping turn creativity into purpose and what she hopes to build next. Here's her story. Meet Landy Longsworth, the creative force behind Soul Handmade Clay Jewelry. Sol, Spanish for sun, is inspired by the nickname Sunshine her mother lovingly gave her. Today, she's built more than a business. She's created a community, and she credits her very own soul shines for joining her on a journey that has been nothing short of fulfilling.
I really wanted to give them a name because they're special to me, you know, and I wanted them to feel that they're a part of this journey because they made this journey possible for me.
At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Landy turned quarantine time into opportunity. Exploring ideas on social media, she discovered her craft, and what began as a simple curiosity quickly grew into her entrepreneurial journey with Soul Clay.
I wasn't familiar with the type of clay. In my head, I know about the red clay that you make pottery with and Play-Doh. Those are the only two types of clay that I knew about. And I've come to realize that with this medium, you can bake it right at home in your oven or a toaster oven, and you could have a pretty piece that you create from that.
Soul Handmade Clay Jewelry may be a one-woman force, but behind every piece is a bold and dedicated creator. Longsworth credits her family's backing, particularly her mother's encouragement, for helping her take that first step toward her dream.
She has been my backbone throughout this journey. She works a full-time job, you know.
I'm still the assistant, by the way. But I encourage her because I saw the passion in her.
Starting something new takes courage. Like many entrepreneurs, Landy began by juggling a steady job while quietly building her dream. But when it came time to choose between a steady paycheck and trusting her business dreams, she chose the latter.
There was just a feeling of knowing that I really can't do two of these. They're two very demanding roles that I'm in.
My advice to her was think all the avenues out. Work it out on paper first or whatever, and then you have an idea.
I felt the support of the people who have been buying the products and my family, and I felt like I think I could do this.
Now, 5 years in, women both in Belize and abroad own these unique pieces, featuring intricate designs, some with intentional connections to Belizean identity.
I've just drawn inspiration for all things Belize. I have the toucan, the hibiscus, the scarlet macaw, every variation of the monstera leaf, the sea, everything.
Longsworth continues to be inspired. Her latest venture aims to bring creatives and community members together in a shared space dubbed Clay and Connection.
I bring my workshop. I bring everything to you. So you choose a space that you want to be at. It could be your home, it could be you rented a place, a restaurant or somewhere. And I take the stuff to you and I walk you through the process of creating a piece. It may not be as intricate or as elaborate as the pieces that I sell because those take a lot of time.
Entrepreneurship rarely allows time for reflection. It's a constant cycle of problem solving, improving, and pushing forward. And Longsworth was no exception.
I would never have imagined that I'd be here today, running a business on my own. You know, I'm sorry. It's really been a beautiful journey. It's not been easy. It's been hard. There've been so many bumps along the way, but I've really made myself proud. Like figuring things out on my own, teaching myself stuff like accounting and doing business tax and all that stuff that I never really had to do before, you know. It's just been a journey of learning and gradual growth, and I'm so grateful.
Entrepreneurship is full of unknowns. No roadmap, no guarantees. It takes faith in yourself, trust in your ideas, and belief in your dreams to take that first bold step. And even after the hardest days, the courage to keep going is what brings the brightest sunshine. Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly. Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, domestic dispute abroad turns deadly for Belizean artist. Teresita Soberanis said, "It hurts so bad to see another young person is killed again. I pray that God keep his loved ones and comfort them. My deepest condolences." On the topic, how managing wastewater saves Belize's coral reefs, Albert Williams shared, "Manage more effectively is key. The land and water pollution needs urgent attention." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.